So in the previous class, we discussed about the crystal structure, isn't it? Let's go through that topic in brief. Say we discussed there the different type of crystal systems, right? Crystal systems. How many crystal systems? How many crystal systems? How many crystal systems we learned? Seven crystal systems, right? Yes, seven crystal systems. Give me the short code. Give me the short code. Yeah, CTOMRHT. On what basis it is differed? On what basis it is differed? It is differed on basis of the parameters, right? Isn't it? It is based on it is differed based on its parameters. That is what, yeah, A, B, C, and alpha, beta, gamma. Isn't it? Yeah. Yes. Intercepts and interaxial angles. Right. Right. Good. And after that, we have gone through again. This seven is divided into dash dash. Again, this seven is divided into, yes, how many? 14 Bravais lattices, right? Yes, 14 Bravais lattices. All of you please engage. 14 Bravais lattices. Yeah. Next is what we discussed about what how that is 14, right? Say that is symbol is there. Symbol is there. Yeah. Face centered is there. Body centered is there. And end centered is there. Symbol means at the corners. Symbol means at the corners. Right. Face means corners plus faces. Next is body centered means, yes, corners plus body center, right? Body center. That is on the body diagonal we will place one. Next is end center means, yeah, that is at the end faces, right? Corners plus end faces. Yes. So these are the things we learned. And based on that, it is classified into 14. For C, how many numbers? For C, how many numbers? What is that short code? SDF, isn't it? SDF. Symbol, body center, and face center. For tetragonal, for tetragonal, yeah, A, B, C, D. Isn't it? That is S, D. Sum. For orthogonal, all the four are there, isn't it? Yes, all the four are there, isn't it? Yes, S, D, E, F is there. Next is for monoclinic. All of you engage. For monoclinic, S and E there, isn't it? For the remaining three, all are symbol, right? All are symbol. Okay. And can others recollect? Can all of you recollect this? Only I got the answer from Arun. That is Shaji Shivkumar. Can you follow? Yeah, okay. Next is we discussed about the symbol cubic in that. Yeah, what about Shivkumar and Shaji? Sorry, Lalit, are you there? Yes, fine, fine. And next is in the case of the symbol, we discussed that how many effective number of atoms? Effective number of atoms in the case of symbol, 8 corner atoms are there, and the 8 corner atoms are paired by how many unit cells? 8 unit cells, right? Effective number is equal to 1. Next is coordination number. Yes. How many coordination number is there? The coordination number means number of neighboring atoms, right? So how many number neighboring atoms are there? Yeah, there exist. Yeah. How many neighboring atoms? On the same plane 4, and then towards top 1 and towards bottom 1. Total 6 is there. What is the relationship between A and R? What is the relationship between A and R? A is equal to 2R, isn't it? And what is APF? Volume of atoms. Volume of atoms in a unit cell divided by volume of unit cell, right? That is, we consider the atom as 4 by 3 pi r cube. That is the volume of a sphere, isn't it? Volume of a sphere divided by volume of the unit cell. Here it is cube, so it is A cube. Replace that A in terms of R. You got answer as what for the simple cubic? 0.52, isn't it? Next is for corner, sorry, space atoms. How many number of FAT number of atoms? FAT number of atoms 8 into 1 by 8 plus 6 space atoms are there, shared by 2 unit cells. Result is how much? 1 plus 3, 4. It is space centered. See, I am discussing about the space centered, not body centered. That is 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. Is it right? A is equal to what? 4R by, I told you that if F comes, that means it will take the 2. If it is because it is not the second position of alphabet. So easy for you to remember. 4R by root 2. Am I right? And what is the value of APF? 0.74. Next is for body centered. For body centered atom. How many number of FAT number of atoms are there? Yes, 8 into 1 by 8 plus only one body centered atom, isn't it? 1 into 1 by 1. That is shared by only one unit cell. FAT number is how much? 2. A is equal to 4R by root 2, root 3, right? Root 3. And what is the value of APF? 0.68. Yes. Next comes about the HCP structure, right? HCP structure. FAT number of atoms is how much? Yeah, that is lot of things are there, isn't it? 12 into 1 by 6. That is what? 12 corner atoms are there, shared by 6 unit cells, right? Plus 2 end phase atoms are there, shared by 2 unit cells. Next is, how many body centered atoms? 3 body centered atoms are there, isn't it? Shared by how many unit cells? 1 unit cell. FAT number is how much? 3 plus 1 plus 2. 6. Am I right? 2 plus 1 plus 3. 6. So I got 6, isn't it? Next is, what is the value? What is the coordination number there? Yeah, coordination number of FCC as well as for HCP, both are same. It is 12, isn't it? Next is, what is the relation to A and R? A is equal to R. What is the value of APF? Same of that of FCC. That is 0.74, isn't it? Can all of you recollect? Okay. Next is, in the previous class we discussed one more expression also. I want this. I want the response. Give me your response. What about others? Can all of you follow? Shivamar, Krishna? Yes, fine, fine. Next is, we have discussed one more expression also, isn't it? That is relationship between the density and Avogadro's number, isn't it? That is A cube rho is equal to A by Na multiplied with N. Have you done that problem? Yes, in the previous class we discussed the problems, isn't it? Yeah, what is A cube? That is the volume of unit cell. Rho is what? Density. That is B into density. Volume into density means what? Mass. A by Na into N. That is also equal to what? Equal to what? Mass. Okay. So we are equating the mass over there. We got a expression like this. Simple problems will be asked based on this. So these are the topics we discussed till the previous class. So I am planning to conduct one test paper. Okay, not today, next week. That means I will send a set of questions by day after tomorrow. You have to go through the questions and then I will give some timings also. That means you have to complete those questions by means of prescribed time itself. And you have to learn those questions properly and close your books and write it. Okay. And you must check your speed also. I want how much time you consume for this one. Okay. So you have to first learn the questions. Whatever questions I send you, you have to go through the questions and learn it properly with the help of the note and start writing it. Okay. Okay then. Now we are moving to today's class topic, that is Miller indices for planes and directions. Miller indices for planes and direction. So that is for what purpose? What is the, let me ask one question before moving to this one. What is the role of finding out APF? You got my question? What is the role of finding out atomic packing factor, APF? Why we find out this APF? I told you that simple cubic, it is 0.52. Meaning of this is what? 52 percentage is filled. Am I right? And I got the answer that 48 percentage is free. So what is the benefit? By knowing this, what is the benefit? Yes, then only I can add this much of materials, right? Say 48 percentage is free. I can add, we can add yes other materials into this structure. 48 percentage is free over there. We can undergo alloying operation. Got it? We can undergo alloying operation. Okay. So that is one thing for the APF. Then why the Miller scientists draw these planes and directions? Yeah. And in actual case, the atoms are arranged like this here, like this. And is there any lines which you have seen in the note and textbook like this? Is there any lines there in the atomic structure? No such lines will be there, isn't it? I already told you that it is an imaginary line, isn't it? For our study purposes. Okay. So he is also performing the study by considering some planes and directions. For what purpose? See, this crystal is subjected to a force like this and whose base is fixed. What will happen? Yes, it gets sheared off, right? It gets sheared off. The new shape of this crystal will be like this. Am I right? The new shape will be like this. Yes. From this, what we can understand? Yeah, it has a chance to drift to this much angle. Okay. So this much angle is there. And the drifting direction is what? Drifting direction is this in this direction it is getting drifted over there. This entire crystal is inclined to this direction. Okay. So if this area is not fixed, what will happen? This entire crystal will move in this direction. Say, I am saying in this direction, like that. Who can understand that? See, this the scientist number one is communicated to scientist number two that this material is moving from this direction to this direction. Then he will ask which direction we are. So we have to give some name to represent that direction, isn't it? So for that, the Miller put forward Miller indices for direction. Miller indices for direction. So the Miller indices for direction for the cubical structure, there exist three integers. That is for x, y, and z coordinates. Say represented by h. Say I take the value three alphabets h, k, l. If it is direction, it is enclosed in square brackets like this. Got it? So these are the Miller indices for direction. Say along to the x, h, along to the y, k, and along to the z, it is l. Like that it is represented. And how it is represented? Represented in square bracket. If a negative symbol is there, suppose the movement of this axis is or movement of this material is towards the negative direction of Z. So how will you represent? That is represented by putting a bar over the x value like this and enclosed in square bracket. Clear to us? Yeah, I shall repeat once again. This is my x-axis. and this is my y-axis, and this is my z-axis. So in almost some textbooks will follow some other axis. Say uh, for you to follow my class, I request all of you to choose these axes like this. Say x-axis is towards this direction, y-axis towards this direction, z-axis is towards this direction. You can choose anyone, but to follow this class easily, you must follow x along this one, this y along this side, and z along this side. And here, this is my origin. Say, I am going to draw one direction. That is, it is moving like this. This has a tendency to move like this. Okay, like this, it has a tendency. How will you represent this one? Is there, from where it is starting? It is started from 0, isn't it? That is from this point. To where it reached? Yeah, it reached over the x point, right? At this point, it is reaching there. So what is the value of x? Say this is an unit cell. That means the dimensions are unity. So from 0 to x, what is the value? Along through the x-axis, it is equal to 1. Along through the y-axis, what is the answer? 0. Along through the z-axis, what is the answer? 0. This is my h, k, l value. How will you represent this one? You will represent this in 1, 0, 0 in square brackets, right? Yes, that's all. Is it now clear? Suppose this direction is like this from here to here. Then it is in negative x direction. At that time, how will you represent? By putting a bar over this one. This is how the negative is represented. See, I simply drawn here the Miller indices for directions like this, but it is not an easy task to draw the Miller indices for directions. I shall give you some tricks to remember that. So here I have drawn here one of the cube here. And I am going to plot 1, 1, minus 1. 1, 1, minus 1. All of you listen carefully. So it is enclosed in square bracket. So this is what Miller indices for direction. And here, what is the value of x? X is equal to 1. What is the value of y? Y is equal to 1. Z is equal to minus 1. Isn't it? So here, one negative symbol is there. Listen carefully what I am saying next. If a negative value is there, you have to shift the origin through that negative axis. If a negative value is there, you have to shift the origin through that negative axis. Got it? So you have to shift the origin through which axis in this above case? Shivakumar says that it is Z. Yeah. Is it clear to all of you? If a negative sign is there, you have to shift the origin through that negative axis. Here, Z is my negative axis. You can see negative 1. So you have to shift the origin through the Z axis. See, let me number all these points. 1, 2. I am naming the coordinates. I am naming the coordinates for you to answer. 5, 6, and 7. So which is my new origin? So first process is what? You have to check whether any negative symbol is there. If a negative symbol is there, shift that origin through that axis. So which is my new origin? Give me. Yeah. Can I fix 7? Yes. This is my new origin because I am shifting the axis through Z, isn't it? So this is my new origin. O new. Next is to avoid mistakes. To avoid mistakes, you must draw. Yes, this is my, yeah, I am making that. This is my new x-axis. x dash, and this is my new y axis, y dash, and this is my new z axis, z dash. So these two axes we will leave. We will not bother about the old x axis, old y axis, and old origin. We will not bother. We have to do our drawings from this new origin. Now we can plot x is equal to how much? X is equal to 1, isn't it? X is equal to 1. So conditions are there. While drawing the directions, listen carefully, you have to start your journey from the origin. You have to start your journey from the origin. And suppose x is equal to 1. You have to move to the x is equal to 1 point and stay there with your pencil. Don't take your pencil from here. From this point, you have to check what is the value of y. Move to that point. Then stay there with your pencil. Next is you have to check what is the value of z. Next, you have to move again towards the z axis direction. Like this, you have to go. Join the initial and final point. Join initial and final point. And you have to draw one arrowhead towards the final point. Let's go. In this problem, what is the value of x1? From where I have to start? I have to start my journey from which origin? Give me the name specifically. From the O new, right? From the O new, yeah. From the O new. All of you engage. All of you please engage. From the O new, I am going to start. Yes. From here, I have to move where? You have to draw lightly. See, this is a trick. You have to draw lightly through where x is equal to 1. I have to reach 6. Shall I move back? No, stay there with your pencil, right? Stay there with your pencil, isn't it? Next to where? Y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1. That means from here, which is that point? Umar says that it is 5. What about others' opinion? Yes, towards this axis is the y, isn't it? Yeah, you have to move towards the y axis. See, this is my y axis. This is the line parallel to y axis. And I have to reach 5 over there. Clear to all? Then from this point, you have to check what is the value of z. Yes. What is the value of z? Z is equal to -1. That means minus z axis is where? Yeah, down, isn't it? That is, you have to reach the 2. Got it? So I reach this point. Next up is what? Join the initial point and final point. Join the initial point and final point. Yes. Arrowhead towards where? The final point. Arrowhead towards the final point. So this is the Miller indices for direction 1, 1, -1. Is it clear to us? Yes, you should. You have to show this in the 3D model itself, just similar what I have drawn here. Now, I shall move to another problem. Let's see whether it is clear to all or not. First of all, I shall name this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Question 1, 0, -1 in square bracket. Give me the direction. The final answer I want. What is the first step you want? You have to do. You have to check whether is it necessary to shift to the origin or not. Yes, you have to. Yes. Where is that new origin? New origin is my 7 or new. So this is my new x-axis, this is my new y-axis, this is my z-axis. Yeah. Now start your journey. Where is my final point? Humor says that the final is 1. Can all of you agree with that? I want the final answer. All of you, I don't want the steps. Final answer is what? Yeah, final answer. Which are the points I have to join? I want that. Which are the points to be joined? Arun says that it is a 7-1. Shivamar says that it is 7-1. What about others' opinion? Yes, it is right. 7-1 itself, right? That is, first of all, you have to check what is the value of x. Yeah, x is equal to 1. Y is equal to 0. Stay there with your pencil. No need to move. Z is equal to minus 1, drop it downward. So this is the point, right? Draw it by means of line header towards this one. Now, last question once again. One more question. Minus 1, minus 1, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is my new origin? Okay, x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to minus 1, z is equal to 0. See here, first of all, you have to shift the origin through the x-axis. Where is that point? 1. Again, y is equal to minus 1, right? Arun, y is equal to minus 1, isn't it? Again, what I have to do? From this point, I have to shift the axis towards the y-axis. So this will be the new origin. Can all of you agree with that? So what Sumar said is the right answer. What about others? Yeah, sure. All of you, sir. So here, according to our condition, x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to minus 1. Here the two axes have negative values, right? So you have to shift the origin through both the axes. Okay, you have to shift the origin through both the axes. So first one is what? You have to shift the origin through x-axis. Where shall be that point? If I shift the origin through x-axis, yeah, no doubt, x is equal to 1 will be the origin, right? Yeah, but unfortunately, I have one more point. Axis is equal to y is equal to minus 1. So what I have to do? Can I fix this as the final? No, I can't fix. From this point again, I have to shift to where? Through the y-axis, I have to shift. This is my y-axis from this point. So I have to shift the y-axis towards here. That means this is my last origin. Old new. Is it clear to us? If it is okay, give me where is the origin if it is minus 1, 0, minus 1. Where is the origin? If it is minus 1, 0, minus 1. Yes. Is it okay to us? Yes, fine. Now give me the answer for this one. Give me the answer for minus 1, minus 1, 0. Okay. Suma says that the final is 0. Okay. Let's check. What are the ways? So here, to avoid mistakes, you have to draw like this. X, Y, and Z. Okay. So first of all, x is equal to minus 1. Where will you reach x is equal to minus 1? X is equal to minus 1, you will reach at 3. Stay there with your pencil. That is your condition. From this point, y is equal to minus 1. From here, you have to drop here. Stay there with your pencil. Check the z value, 0. So this is your final answer. So final point. So you have to draw a line joining the initial and final, arrowhead towards here. So O new O is our direction. Is it clear to all? How to draw the Miller indices for direction? Are you confident? Yeah, fine, good. Now I am moving to another one, that is Miller indices for plane. Miller indices for plane. So here, sometimes some movies like this, and there exists some plane which is subjected to drifting. Suppose I am considering a plane like this. Can you see that plane? A plane is inside this one. Let me complete my drawing. This is my x-axis, this is my y, and this is my z. Can you see that plane? Here you can see one plane is here. See, this is the critical plane. See, when I give a force to this one like this, the material gets drift apart through this plane like this. Through this plane like this. That is my problem. So I have to inform to the metallurgists or designers that this is a critical plane through which the material gets drift apart. So how can I? Yeah, you have to give some names for that, isn't it? By means of what? By means of this coordinate. So that is why the Miller put forward Miller indices for plane. Is it clear? So here this is also represented by means of coordinates HKL enclosed in curvy brackets like this. Parenthesis. That one? That is how it is represented. If it is represented in square brackets, that is what? That will be Miller indices for direction. Clear? Miller indices for direction. And the condition for Miller indices for directions where the first condition is what? The first condition for Miller indices for direction is what? Yeah, you have to check the negative, and if negative is there, you have to shift to the origin, right? The same condition we have to follow here also. Origin shifting here also we have to follow. That is the first condition. Second one, how will you determine the coordinate? Simply taking the x value, a is equal to x, y value is equal to k, and z value is equal to l, right? Yeah, but here it is not like that. X is equal to 1 by h, you have to take the reciprocal 1 by k and L equals 1 by L. That one? Yeah, that is the main difference. And next is, while drawing the Miller indices for direction, what was my trick? My trick is that you have to start my origin, and whenever you reach at a point, you have to stay there with your pencil, isn't it? But here it is not like that. You have to start from the origin and plot the x-axis there. Then go back to the origin there. From here, you have to plot y-axis. Then again go back to the origin. From this origin, you have to plot z axis. That is the main difference. Clear to all? Okay. Now let's do one problem so that it will be just clear. Let me draw a cube. So I have to plot 1, 1, 1 enclosed in curvy bracket. Think about that. How will you plot? I have to, this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and this is my z-axis. And I am naming this as the origin. So this is the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yes. 1, 1, 1. How will you plot? So first of all, you have to do what? You have to take the reciprocal, isn't it? 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1, z is equal to 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1. Very simple, right? So here you have to start your journey from where? From 0. Is it necessary to shift the origin? Is it necessary to shift the origin? No, because all are positive. Okay. Now I am moving to x is equal to 1. Where is the point? Give me. Where is the point x is equal to 1? Yeah, 1 itself, right? So this is the point x is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1. Give me quick. Yeah, y is equal to 1 means this point, isn't it? Y is equal to 1. Z is equal to 1. Yes, 7. 7. This is my point. Z is equal to 1. Yeah. Join all these points by means of straight line. This is the Miller indices for plane. This is a triangular one, right? Is this clear? Yeah. Now I am moving to second question. 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1. X is equal to 1 by 1 is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1 by 0 is equal to infinity. Z is equal to 1 by 1 is equal to 1. Okay. Listen carefully. If an infinity is there, leave that line or leave that point initially. Leave that point initially. You have to plot the remaining axis first. Okay, you have to plot the remaining axis first. So please plot the remaining axis. What is the value of x? X is equal to 1 means this is the point where x is equal to 1. Y is equal to, sorry, Z is equal to 1 means where is that point? Yeah, 7. Z is equal to 1. So I marked the 2 points. Listen carefully. Then what to do? Y is infinity. So to draw the infinite axis from the obtained points, which are my obtained points? Which are my obtained points? 1 and 7, isn't it? 1 and 7 are my obtained points. From those obtained points, you have to draw line parallel to y-axis. You have to draw line parallel to y-axis. So if I draw a line parallel to y-axis from the point number 1, where shall I reach? Where shall I reach? If I draw a line parallel to y-axis, yeah, I have to reach here, isn't it? At 2. From the 7, if I draw a line parallel to y-axis, where shall I reach? Towards 4. I got the remaining 2 points also. Join all these points by means of straight line. You will get the place. Clear one? What will you do if your F0 comes there? Now, if it is clear, give me the, so I will name this plane as what? 1, 2, 4, 7, right? I will name this plane as 1, 2, 4, 7. Like this, please give me the answer for next question. Say 1, 1, 0 in parentheses. Give me the answer. Final plane I want. First of all, you have to check the intercept value. X is equal to 1 by 1 is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1 by 1 is equal to 1. Z is equal to infinity 1 by 0. Alice says that it is 1, 3, 4, 6. Shivakumar also says that it is 1, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, let's check whether it is right or wrong. Arun? Yeah, let's check. That is here. I got x is equal to 1. Where is that point? This is the point. And next is y is equal to 1. That is this one. So unfortunately, z becomes infinity. So what to do? From this obtained point, you have to draw lines parallel to z axis. So I reach 4. Next is parallel to z axis from 1. I reach 6. Join the obtained points by means of straight line. I got 1, 3, 4, 6 as the plane. Is it clear to all? Now, if it is clear, let me check another problem. X, Y, and Z. Question is here 0, 0, 1. Give me the answer. Yes, here the problem is that here two zeros come over there, right? So two infinities are there. One minute, please. Okay, yeah. So here I got the 0, 0, 1 here. So x is equal to how much? X is equal to infinity, y is equal to infinity, and z is equal to 1. Yes. So what to do? I have got only 1 point, right? Which is that 1 point? That is z is equal to 1. Where is that? 7. I got 1 point. According to our rule, what is that? From the obtained point, draw a line parallel to the infinite axis. Am I right? So I got 1 point there. So what to do? You have to draw a line parallel to the infinite axis. So from 7, draw a line parallel to y. Where will I reach? From 7, I have to draw a line parallel to y axis. Where will I reach? Yeah, I reach the 4. Next is from 7, I have to draw the line parallel to y axis. I reach 6. See, listen carefully. It is not completed. It is still incomplete. You have to check. The 4 is, that is 7, 4 is parallel to y axis only. That is the fourth point is parallel to y axis only. The seventh point, if I check, means I can see that it is parallel to both x and y, isn't it? What about the fourth point? It is not parallel now. So what will you do? You have to draw a line parallel to whom? Parallel to x also. Now it is parallel to x, right? Now you can check. The fifth point and the sixth point is not parallel to whom? The fifth point and sixth point is not parallel to whom? The y axis, isn't it? So join it by means of a straight line like this. So now you can see that it is parallel to y also. So 7, 4, 5, 6 is my plane. If the two infinity points are there, you have to plot initially the known point. From those points, you have to draw line parallel to the both axes. Next is what? From the obtained points, you have to draw lines parallel to the infinite axis. Clear? Let's check once again one more problem so that it will be clear to us. So 1, 0, 0. Check out. No, it is not same. 4, 6, 7 means what? It will become a triangle there. Uh, Triangle plane. No, no. See that plane means what we have to understand is, yeah, you are saying that by means of 3 points we are defining a plane, isn't it? Yeah, that is wrong. Yeah, because according to the metallurgist, see the problem is that it gets split up. This point gets split apart. This is a typical plane means this gets drift apart like that. That means from here this gets lifted upward and gets drifting upwards. Like that error will occur. But this entire plane is moving this in this direction. Got it? Not only this half one. Okay. So that's why we have to mention it properly. Now, yeah. I got some answers like 1, 2, 0, 3 and 1, 2, 5, 6. I got the answer. Next is 1, 2, 5, 6 again. Let's check which one is right or wrong. Yeah. First of all, is it necessary to shift with origin? No need, because no negative signs are there. Next is what? You have to mark only one point, that is x is equal to 1. This is my point. Because remaining all are infinity. From this point, you have to draw lines to the infinite axis, say y axis. Next is say this axis. I got 2 points there. From this point, you have to draw line parallel to y axis. And from this point, you have to draw line parallel to x. I got the plane over there. Is it clear to all how to draw 1, double 0? Yes, fine. Now, we can move to another question. Say, I hope you can answer. That is minus 1, 0, minus 1 in parentheses. We can choose this figure. Is it necessary to shift the origin? If yes, there is a new origin. Shivamar says that it is 5. Shaji says that it is 6. You have to shift the origin through the x-axis first. Then I reach the point 1. Next is what? You have to shift along through the z-axis. No need to bother about y. What is Shivakumar? You have to reach the 6. So 6 is my old new. So this is my new x and new y and new z. Please proceed. Next is task is what? Take the reciprocal. X is equal to minus 1, y is equal to infinity, z is equal to minus 1. Where is the plane? Which plane you have to name it? X is equal to minus 1 means which is the point you will get? X is equal to minus 1 means where is the point you will get? Shivama says that is 7. What about others' opinion? Yes, X is this is my new origin, right? From this point you have to reach here. This is the point X is equal to minus 1. Then where to go? Move back to the origin. Yes, I reached here. Y is equal to infinity. Leave it. Z is equal to 1 means, sorry, minus 1 means where will you reach? Yes, I have to reach 1. Their point is Z is equal to minus 1, right? Z is equal to minus 1. Yeah. Next is, what to do next? You have to draw lines parallel to y axis from the obtained point, right? So I draw line from parallel to x axis, that is the 4, and then 1 and 2 is joined. Is it right, Arun? I got 2 points, x is equal to 1 is that as a 7, and from here. Next is asking what you have to draw line parallel to those axes which is infinity. So I have drawn line parallel to infinite axis. I reach 2, and from here I reach 4. Got it? Join it by means of straight line. So 1, 2, 4, 7 is my answer. Is it clear to all? Yes. Don't worry, I shall give you another question. Question is here 1 minus 1 0 in parenthesis 1 minus 1 0 in square bracket. I want those answers. That is, one is for Miller indices for direction and other is for Miller indices for time. This is my origin. 1, 2, this is my z axis, this is my y axis, and this is my x axis. Give me the answer for the plane. Is it necessary to shift the origin? If yes, where? If yes, where is that point? Yeah. Dallas says that it is 3. What about others' opinion? Yes, it is 3 because y is having the negative value. So this is my new origin. This is my x dash, and then this is my y dash, then this is my Arun says that it is 3, 2, 1, and I think that it is wrong. Please check. X is equal to what? X is equal to 1 by 1 is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1 by minus 1 is equal to minus 1. Z is equal to what? 0. That means what? 1 by 0 equals infinity is there. X is equal to 1 means where will you reach? X is equal to 1 means where will you reach? Yeah, this is my point. X is equal to 1. Y is equal to minus 1 means where will you reach? Yeah, this is the point. Y is equal to minus 1. Then, what is the next step? You have one infinity, that is z axis. From this obtained point, you have to draw lines parallel to which axis here? You have to draw line parallel to z axis, right? Draw line parallel from 1. Where will you reach? Draw line parallel to z axis from 1. Where will you reach? You will reach 5. Agreed? Next is from y is equal to minus 1, this point. You have to draw line parallel to z. Yeah, you will reach 7. Can all of you follow me? Join these points by means of straight line. Clear to all? Arun, Dalit, Shaji? Yeah. If it is clear, please plot 1, 0, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Please give me the answer. The same diagram you can choose. 0, minus 1, minus 1. Give me first where is your new origin. Shivama says that it is 4. Yeah. What about others? Yes, we can fix 4. Yes, right. Right answer. So here, this is my new orbit. Oh, new. This is my new x-axis. This is my new y-axis. And this is my new z-axis. X is equal to infinity. Y is equal to minus 1. Z is equal to minus 1. 3726 is the answer given by Shivakumar. Then Shaji says that it is 2367. Both are same by Shaji. Yes, what all are these? Okay, let's check whether it is right, whether it is right or wrong. So first of all, we have to check x is equal to infinity. So leave it. Y is equal to minus 1. Where will you reach? Y is equal to minus 1 from the origin point you have to take, isn't it? Y is equal to minus 1. Where will you reach? You will reach the point 7. Y is equal to minus 1. Next is Z is equal to minus 1. Where will you reach? From this origin you have to take, isn't it? You will reach this point. Z is equal to minus 1. Next is what? From this point, you have to draw line parallel to x-axis. I got the point 6, and from here also you have to draw. I got the point 1. Yeah, your answer is right. 376261. 3761 is the answer. Sorry, 62, right? 3762 is the answer. Clear to all? Lalit, is it okay to you? Lalit, are you there? Yeah, others, you please mark the direction also. 1 minus 1 0 in square bracket. Please give me the answer for 1 minus 1 0 in square bracket. That means Miller indices for direction. Give me the final answer. For this case, where is the point? The origin point? Yeah, the origin point we already taken. That is, this is my origin point, right? Here is my origin point. From here, you have to start your journey. Say x is equal to 1 means where will you reach? You will reach here, right? Y is equal to minus 1, where will you reach? You will reach here. Stay there with your pencil, right? So what is the answer? 3 1, right? 3 1 is your answer, isn't it? Am I right? Yes. Last question. 0 0 minus 1 in parenthesis. 1 0 minus 1 in square bracket. This is the thing you have to find out. This is my x-axis. On 8 0 origin. That is, this is my 1 2 3 and my z, my y. This is my x. Where is my origin? Yes, 7 is my origin. Agreed. Can all of you agree with that? Yeah, 7 is my origin. Oh, Shivakumar already gave you the answer. 0, 1, 2, 3. 7 is my origin. Oh, no. So this is my x, y, and z. So x equals infinity, y equals infinity, z equals -1. So where will be the only point which I get? Only point which I get is here, z is equal to -1, right? What to do next? You have to draw lines parallel to x and y, isn't it? So I drawn line parallel to y first. I got the point 3, then x, then I got the point 1. Next is what? From these obtained points, you have to draw lines parallel to infinite axis. I got 2. From 1 also I draw, I got 2. So this is my answer. 0, 1, 2, 3 is right answer. Is it clear to all? Yes. Give me the answer for the second one. Shivamar says that it is 7, 1. I want the final and initial and final. Yeah. Yes. Where is the arrowhead? Arrowhead is towards where? The arrowhead towards where? Yes. Arrowhead towards the 1, isn't it? So how to draw this one? It is enclosed in square bracket. So origin is same itself because z is equal to -1. Yeah. So first of all, what you have to do? You have to move x is equal to 1 first. That means where I reach 6. Next is what? From this 6 point, isn't it? Don't go back to the origin. You have to check what is the value of y. Yeah, it is 0. Stay there. Z is equal to -1. Go down. I reach this point 1. Join the initial and final point and head up towards this final. Is it clear to all? Yeah. Are you confident enough to draw this Miller indices for direction and planes? Yes. So in my slide, I shall send you some. In my slide, lot of problems are there. So you please go through that problem so that you will get some experience in doing that. See, like this, see, some errors are happened over here. You can see that this is 1, -1, -1. Here it is 1. Here it is -1 is there. See that -1 sign goes upwards. Okay. So the answer for this is given on next page so that you can cross check whether your answer is right or wrong. The Miller indices for direction as well as planes are plotted here. Okay. So I think we can stop for today. Okay then. Bye all. Good night. See you on next class.